What's going on, people? It's your boy Neeks, back with another match review. Wolves 0, Manchester United 0 in the FA Cup third round. Another poor performance from Ollie's boys. Yep, a draw at Wolves in the FA Cup. It doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't really sound terrible on the face of it. When the draw was made, we knew it was gonna be a tough game. We lost to Wolves last season, both in the league and in the FA Cup. Granted, one of them we had 10 men. Both games, if I'm correct, or at least one of them, sorry, we took the lead in. But we knew it was gonna be a tough game. A draw, the result itself is not the issue. It's not the main problem, and it's nothing to really be angry about in terms of the result. Wolves are a good side. Wolves have, and everyone knows that, at home is another issue, and their results and their performances against the Big Six always stand the test, and you know, it was always going to be a tough game. But when you play 90 minutes of football and you have the ball, in the end, it was about 50-50. And you don't have a shot on target. Serious questions have to be answered. Serious questions have to be asked and answered. They're definitely being asked, I can tell you that for a fact. Whether they're being answered, well, this is another game. It's not the first. I think, if I'm correct, there was a game in the Europa League, was it against AZ Alkmaar, away from home? And we didn't have a shot on target. That's embarrassing. That's disgusting. Inexcusable. There was one shot from Dallo which hit Greenwood. It was on target. There was a shot from Rashford which was on target but came off the defender, therefore blocked and hit the bar. But if that's what we're relying on and that's what we're clutching at, then that raises more questions than it does give answers. 7 changes, yes, we made changes, so did Wolves. A lot of games in a short space of time, so have Wolves. But to leave the game, oh sorry, I shouldn't laugh. If I laugh, it means I don't care. Oh, I'm happy we didn't win. I think that's what it means. Anytime you smile or laugh after a poor result, that's what it means apparently. But yeah, to not have a shot on target is embarrassing. And the reality is, when you look at it, Wolves didn't create a bunch of openings or chances themselves, but they definitely had the best chance of the game. And it was only because of a remarkable point-blank reflex save from Sergio Romero why we didn't go 1-0 down. And on the balance of, you know, how the game turned out, of course we know goals change game, but on how the game turned out, would have been the winning goal because we didn't have a shot on target. And it was a wonder save from Romero. If we're being completely honest, it was a brilliant save. That's what we're relying on to keep us in the cup. Wonder saves from our goalkeepers and defensive solidity from our defence. What about the attackers? I know, yeah, we had some youngsters. Chong was there, Greenwood started, and they didn't have the best games at all. I mean, Chong, has he had a good game for us? He got a bit better as the game went on and then beat his man a couple times on the inside and got fouled, but a bit better compared to how it's been for him in this game and previous games isn't saying much. Greenwood, I mean, and it's another game where he started up front, the main man. He did it against Everton, and both times you can see the rawness about him. And maybe there's two things. Maybe it's the responsibility of leading the line for 90 minutes that he's going to struggle with at such a young age. I was 18 now. The lack of quality service into him, that's obviously going to be an issue. And just the lack of direction and purpose and ideas on the pitch. You know, any youngster going into that is going to struggle. And I guess he's always going to look better when he's around better quality players, the likes of Martial, the likes of Rashford, of course. Fred, and if Pogba ever comes back, of course he's gonna look much better. There's no pressure on his shoulders in that regard. But the 2 times that he started in bigger competitions outside the Europa League, so that's the Premier League and now the FA Cup, he hasn't been great. He hasn't been great. But I'm not gonna blame him. I'm not gonna put it on him. We were poor. From midfield forward, we were poor. Williams was good. Another games, Williams impresses. I think he's actually got at 100%. No, he's undefeated once when he starts with Manchester United. Maybe when he plays, I'm not sure if bench sub appearances count, but he's undefeated definitely from the start. Lindelof, another good performance, back to back. Maguire came into a lot of criticism over the in the week after the Arsenal game, and he showed his quality today. Very good performance. They had pinned Adama Traore through the middle. I didn't watch the whole game because I had some family issues to sort out. Everything's fine, don't worry about that. But at times I was in and out, and I saw Adama Traore through the middle, and Maguire came in with a crunching tackle. And obviously a lot of the talk was before the game, is Luke Shaw going to be able to cope with Adama Traore? But in the end, it was Brandon Williams. He did a good job. But when Traore went through the middle, he didn't really get a sniff. He didn't get a sniff. Maguire was commanding. He was completing his tackles, his clearances. He was going forward with the ball. He a very good. That's the Maguire we expect week in, week out. And I guess when you have an £80 million price tag, that's the performance everyone watching even outside Man United fans expects week in, week out, minute in, minute out. You can't drop a minute because of that price tag and the pressure that comes with it. And then compared to the likes of Van Dijk, who, yes, he's made some errors, but overwhelmingly his impact on Liverpool has been overwhelming success, undisputed success. So when you're bought for more than that, people are like, well, let's see, are you up to it? And this performance he gave today is not the first time he had it this season. But I guess when you get bought for that amount, this performance is expected to be the norm. So no one's going to rant and rave about it unless you go on to win things. This should be the norm. And to be honest, this should be the norm for Manchester United. Whether you bought for 80 million or 80,000, I don't care. Whether you come from an academy or we bought you from abroad, this should be the norm in terms of performance, level of performance of Manchester United. And all too often throughout the team, it's inconsistent. One game we would, 2 games we're not, and we come back and we have a good performance. It's not good enough. It speaks of a lack of coaching and a lack of quality. And until the quality improves, which is going to be in terms of January signings, and I said I've got a video, I'll be doing that probably tomorrow. I'm talking about the players we need to sign this month and hopefully in the summer. And if the coaching don't improve, in terms of whether it's replacing Ollie at some point or improvement in the back staff, the coaches around him, this is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get 1 on, 2 off, maybe 2 on and 1 off. It's gonna be very, very inconsistent. A lot of people, as they do, and you would have seen my previous video regarding an agenda against Solskjaer. The lineups came out and everyone's going batshit crazy. Oh, why is this person not playing? Why is that person playing? Oh, this team is dire. We know the team is dire. What do you want him to do? You tell me, what do you want him to do? You want him to play his best team week in, week out, even though we got injuries to key players, McTominay and Pogba. Lingard and Martial were ill. So that's 3 key players who are already out. We've had a busy December as everyone. FA Cup today. Man City on Tuesday in the League Cup semi-final. Then we go in Premier League again. Then we got, what do you want him to play? Because when he plays his best team all the time, or a game here or a game there, you're saying, why is he playing such a strong team? He's clearly trying to save his job. I mean, we already covered that. He's not going anywhere for now. Then when he rests players, You're complaining that he's playing weaker players. Our first 11 are even great. So if he rotates, of course the squad is going to be poor. We knew that going into the season. But as I said, people have their agendas. They want Ollie out, so whatever he does, they're going to pin it and use it as a reason to say why he should be out. I don't have an issue if you want him out. But don't clutch at things. There's enough there to analyse and say why he's not good enough and why he needs to leave and how would he improve when he goes, to stop clutching at straws and reaching for things that really don't exist to support your argument. You have a strong argument if you can phrase it correctly, but when you're doing this, it's hysteria. It's ridiculous. Complain about the team that he puts out. He's made 7 changes. Some of the people you want in the team anyway, the likes of Romero, people calling for De Gea to be dropped. William, people calling for Luke Shaw to be dropped. Green was starting. We ain't got a midfield at the moment. So who was actually rested? Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Fred. Those are the 3 players that were rested that you want to see in the team. Because everyone else, you're calling to be dropped. So you're losing your head because you rested 3 players. You are going crazy. But yeah, poor performance. Not a great result, but a poor performance, which for me is more important. A year into Ollie, and we're still talking about a lack of performance, a lack of identity. And that doesn't sit well with me at all. But as I said, there's so many issues going on that sacking him right now could actually do more harm than good. It could. No one actually knows. A bit like Brexit. Everyone thinks they know what's going to happen and what the correct solution is. But I guess the proof will be in the pudding if and when it does happen. It means we've got a replay, another fixture added to our calendar. I'm not sure the date of it. But I'm not really... People saying maybe it's playing for the draw to take it back home where it's more comfortable. But we ain't been great at home or away. Yeah, we've only lost 1 game at home in the league. But we've, won 5, drawn 4? I think it's 1, 5, drawn 4, something like that. Away from home, we've won 3. So we've only won 2 more games at home than we have away. And with our fixture list compared to Wolves, they may go with a stronger team than we're able to do in the home game. You know, at home, we still expect to win. But I'm not any more confident or less confident outside of any injuries that we're going to go through. Hopefully, by the time we play that replay, whenever it is, we might even have an additional player or 2. Fingers crossed, but I ain't holding my breath. But yeah, 0-0. Still in the cup. I do like the FA Cup. I really do like the FA Cup. A lot of people look down on it. It's not... People don't class it. Obviously, it's not as big as the Premier League and the Champions League. And I guess the Europa League because it gets you back in the Champions League. But for me, the domestic cup, which every nation has, the one major domestic cup, for me, I love it. It's still got that magic around it. We saw Tranmere coming from 3-3 down to 3-0 down to draw 3-3 with Watford away from home. That was a very good performance, a very good comeback. And then we got the Tom Pope, John Stones saga, Pope and Stones. So if you don't know of it, Pope tweeted some years ago, actually 6 years ago, basically said John Stones ain't good enough. Actually, I'll read the tweet exactly. Said, just watch highlights of the England game. This was 6 months ago, my bad. Just watch highlights of the England game. I know I'm a League 2 player. I know he plays for England. I know he's on 150,000 a week. I know he's a million times better player than me, but I'd love to play against John Stones every week. I'd get 40 a season. Hashtag soft, hashtag weak as piss. And then, of course, Pope drew Man City in the FA Cup. You know, I say coincidentally, of course, but it was just bound to happen, inevitable. And then he scored. He scored the equaliser, a massive, massive goal at that point. Obviously, they went on to lose in the end. And then he tweeted after, sorry, I can't reply to everyone. It's gone mental. I'd just like to say I was completely wrong and bang out of order to say I'll score 40 a season. It's more like 50. Enjoy your weekend. Thumbs up. Brilliant. Listen, he's a League 2 player. He's probably not going to make it in the Premier League anytime soon. Now, I say probably because we've had the likes of Vardy come up from non-league and he's made it in the Premier League. But this is what the FA Cup brings up. These matchups with players. You're playing against, players that you will never ever get the chance ever again to play against. And that's why I love the FA Cup. There's no seeding. Everyone can play anyone. So the magic is still there. And it's a trophy I love to win. When we won it in 2016, I was delighted. Yeah, the season wasn't great at all. We finished 5th under LVG and the football was boring, possibly as boring and as poor and lacking of attacking ideas as it is at the moment. But that was our first FA Cup in 12 years, since 2004. For me, it was way too long, so I was happy to win it. And I love to be able to go on a cup run again. But we just need to get playing better football. That's where it starts. Results are important. It's a results business. But if you're playing poor, in the end, the results are going to catch up on you. And right now, they are catching up on us. Guys, that's it from me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Share this video. Let me know your thoughts below about the match and all things Manchester United. And I'll see you soon.